The Vatican City is a unique country. It's the smallest country in the world by both land area and population. It's the world's only elective monarchy and one of the few remaining absolute monarchies. One of its official languages is Latin. None of its citizens were born there. And as of this recording, it is the only religious organization that is itself a state. This could change soon, as the Islamic Bektashi order might get its own country that will be even smaller than the Vatican. What's important for this video is that the Holy See, the government of the Vatican City, recognizes the Republic of China. The predecessor of the Vatican City was the Papal States. It was founded in 756 when Stephen II became the first pope to rule over a country. This was a much bigger country than the present-day Vatican City. The pope ruled over all of Rome and some other Italian cities as well. Stephen II had no contact with China, which was then ruled by the Tang Dynasty. The Catholic Church first came to China during the Yuan dynasty in the late 13th century. During the Age of Exploration, Catholic missionaries, most famously the Jesuits, traveled to China. Jesuits served Chinese emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties until the Yongzheng Emperor expelled the missionaries in 1724 and persecuted Chinese converts. In 1870, the Papal States established diplomatic relations with China. 4 months later, the Papal States ceased to exist as it was conquered when Italian soldiers captured Rome and completed the unification of Italy. Starting with Pope Pius IX, the papacy refused to recognize the legitimacy of the new Italian government. The Pope was technically stateless, but the papacy still maintained diplomatic relations with other countries. In 1922, the first papal nuncio, basically a papal ambassador, was sent to China. The Vatican City was established in 1929, giving the Pope temporal power again. The Vatican established formal diplomatic relations with the Republic of China in 1942. The Pope at the time was the staunchly anti-communist Pius XII. In 1949, he issued the Decree Against Communism, which automatically excommunicated any Catholics who supported communist parties. The Catholic Church continued to exist in China after the communist victory on the mainland. But Catholicism, along with religion in general, was viewed by the Communist Party with suspicion. Pius XII ordered the Chinese bishops to stay in place instead of retreating to Taiwan. The nuncio to China, Antonio Riberi, stayed in Nanjing, the former nationalist capital. Then the Catholic Church in China was split, with some choosing to cooperate with the Chinese Communist Party and others going underground. In 1950, the Vatican declared that working with the Communist Party would result in excommunication. Nuncio Antonio Riberi rejected any efforts to create an independent Catholic Church for China. In 1951, he was arrested for supposedly being part of a plot to assassinate Mao Zedong. He was eventually freed and moved to Taipei in 1953. The Apostolic Nunciature in China moved to Taipei in 1953 and remains there to this day. Here's where things get complicated. A nunciature is a Vatican embassy, and a nuncio is a Vatican ambassador. The nunciature to China is still located in Taipei, but there hasn't been a nuncio to China in decades. The last nuncio to China was an Australian man named Edward Cassidy. He was appointed by Pope Paul VI in 1970, when the United Nations still recognized the Republic of China as the rightful government of all China. That changed in 1971 when representation for China was transferred to the People's Republic of China. The Vatican sent Cassidy to Bangladesh in 1972, though he retained the title of nuncio to China until 1979. Since 1972, the Vatican has sent and I apologize to any French-speaking viewers, charge d'affaires, an ambassador in all but name, to Taipei. The most recent charge d'affaires since 2022 is the Italian Stefano Mazzotti. On the other hand, the Republic of China has had a full ambassador to the Vatican since 1959. The current ambassador is Li Shiming, who was appointed by Ma Ying-jeou in 2015. I'm kind of surprised because there have been 4 Vatican charge d'affaires in the same time that there has been 1 ambassador to the Vatican. There has been talk of the Vatican's China policy changing, but as of 2025, there are still no diplomatic relations between the Vatican and Beijing. There are 2 Catholic churches in China, the Catholic Church run by the Vatican and the Catholic Church run by the Chinese Communist Party. In Hong Kong and Macau, the regular Catholic Church operates freely. However, in mainland China, the officially recognized Catholic Church is the Chinese Catholic Patriotic Association. This is one of the 5 religious organizations recognized by the PRC's government. There are also government-recognized Protestant, Muslim, Buddhist, and Taoist organizations. This organization has appointed Catholic bishops that were considered illegitimate by the Vatican. Now, even though the Vatican City has no official relations with the People's Republic of China, they are on speaking terms. In 2018, the 2 countries came to an agreement. The Chinese Communist Party is allowed to propose new bishops, but the Pope retains the right to veto the appointment of any bishop. The former Bishop of Hong Kong, Cardinal Zen, criticized the agreement as a betrayal of Christ and compromise of the Church's principles. The Vatican-China agreement is not without historical precedent. European monarchs often had some power over the appointment of bishops. There was the investiture controversy between the papacy and the Holy Roman Empire in the Middle Ages, which was over power of appointment of bishops. Some monarchs even had veto power over the election of new popes, going back to the Roman Empire. The last time a secular ruler vetoed the election of a pope was in 1903, when Franz Joseph I vetoed Cardinal Rampolla's ascension to the papacy. The very next year, the rules for electing popes were changed in order for this to never happen again. The new pope, Leo XIV, is from the United States, the main geopolitical rival of the People's Republic of China. It remains to be seen what his China policy will be.